Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's the afternoon. Okay, I slept a little later than normal. So I slept at like 5 a.m. And then, you know how if you don't get enough sleep, you end up sleeping through your alarm clock and everything. So I slept through everything. And then I woke up at like 12 p.m. And then I finally got up at 1 a.m. So that's good morning to you guys, even though it's the afternoon. Anyways, we're gonna make some good. My dad brought home like random egg tarts. So we're gonna heat that up and just eat it. He bought them too. So, yeah, probably they taste good. I don't know. I slept super late. It was because I started reading a new novel. This is why I need to stop reading novels because I always end up sleeping really late because of them. So basically, I'll tell you what this novel is about. I'll summarize it to the best of my abilities. So basically, the novel is about another transmigration. I know this is like the third book of transmigration. I know it's crazy. So she transmigrated into ancient China. And when I was like, I was reading about it, and then eunuchs, is that what they're called? Those people that have to have like their regions cut off, like men's regions cut off, so they don't have to they don't have the ability to like impregnate the king's woman. So basically, I was like looking at TikTok about it a couple weeks ago, and this memory kept popping up in my head because they're eunuchs, right? They have their region cut off, so then they have to carry it around with them in this like jar or something. So then that kept popping in my mind because I'm like, oh my god, they're carrying it in their jar, because if they don't carry it, they don't carry that private part, then they're not going to heaven, or they're not going to this like place after death. I realized that I didn't tell you the story summary. I was too shocked by how eunuchs would carry their private regions, private parts around in a jar wherever they go, to be able to tell you the story summary. So it's a very brief story summary. I'm gonna try my best to make it brief because I don't think you guys want to hear me yap about this for like 20 minutes. Anyway, so the story starts off with like this person transmigrating into a novel in ancient China where she's a naive and very foolish person that's in love with her like the crown prince, which is also her sister's like husband. And then she would do everything for him, so she'd like try to hang herself, but she didn't like succeed. And so she gets transmigrated over it, right? And so she's not like in love with anyone. She's more like focusing on medicine and being able to like be a good person that treats other people. She's like learning in her mother's footsteps. And before she got transmigrated, the main character actually was like a Chinese doctor. Like she would do Chinese medicine and stuff. So, she had an advantage there, but no one knows that. And I was expected that her brother and her dad not like her, or like people in the family not like her, but it's actually the complete opposite. Like the father favors her a lot because she resembles her mother a lot, and he likes her mother a lot, even before she died, obviously. And the brother really likes her because he didn't like the other sister, which is very scheming, like the sister that's like in love, or like husbands, like has a husband that's the crown prince. And the grandma starts to slowly like her back because she's no longer foolish and doing things out of love for another person that would care less about her. So there's a lot of side quests in this story. So I'm try to make a main point, but there's like no way I can get straight to it. So basically, her sister is running this like illegal place where they would drug women, and so men can have intercourse with them. And it's like that's crazy. But she's trying to get enough evidence where she'll put her sister in jail and the crown prince in jail because of that. And then she's also trying to cure the emperor's illness because he got poisoned when he was really really young. So then she's trying to like find a cure for that. Sure, has a cure for that. I don't know, it didn't take her long to find it. And so she's treating the emperor, and the emperor's like very indulgent in her, and we also know the emperor is also the love interest. So yeah. And before you guys say anything and be like, oh, doesn't the emperor have concubines and like other people in his like harem? He does, but he doesn't touch them because if he touches them, then they die because of the illness and poison in his body. It's very extreme. So if he were to do anything or produce children, then he would die. That's why there's a crown prince. The crown prince is like the emperor's nephew, I'm pretty sure. I kind of went overboard with my left page of this, but it's okay. I printed out a few of the things I want to put in my journal yesterday, so we're just gonna put everything on. Or try my best, because I feel like this takes quite a while to put on, because I have to cut everything and then I have to like stick it on. And I don't know how people do it. You know how I see people journaling and they would just like glue it on straight up. It's like they don't plan anything. They just like glue it on. They'd be like, oh, I know where this goes and I know where that goes. But I can't do that because everything, in my opinion, just turns out worse than it should be if I don't like pre-plan where to put everything. So yeah, we're gonna be doing this one. Now we assemble it. How should I assemble it, guys? Should I put this here or what should I do? I didn't know what to do with these like large things, so this one and this one, I had no idea. So I was like, you know what? The best thing I can do is put them in a corner. So that's what I did. And then I started gluing things on top of that as well, because I was like, there's like tons of these small pieces, which I didn't know what to do with. I wanted to like put them randomly on the paper, but I thought that would be like, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that, so I didn't do that. I did it with like my other pages, maybe in my other journals, but with this one, I didn't do that. So yeah. You know how I normally print out like really pretty designs or drawings for my journal, right? So I wasn't really paying attention. I thought this like drawing was really pretty. But what is this? He is my master. Is this a reverse harem with like a lot of fan service? Because I feel like every single time I look at this type of like manga or these type of drawings, not like this drawing in general, but just like there's a bunch of women and then there's just like all in clothing that looks a certain way. They always like give fan service and I'm normally right. So I'm wondering if this is fan service for the male audience. Maybe it's like a fake novel, a fake manga, fake anime. Who knows, you guys? Okay, someone read this and then tell me if I'm right, because there's no way. I feel like every single time I record, it gets darker and darker. I don't know what's going on, guys. It's like the same lighting as before. Anyways, so I was cutting this out and then it brought me back memories in 2020 where people, like guys were wearing like maid dresses and people were obsessed with maid dresses. Like I see TikTok comments from that time where people were just like, oh, wear a maid dress. Or if this gets this many likes, wear a maid dress. Or, oh, you hit 1 million subscribers, wear a maid dress. I don't get it. What was the hype with maid dresses? I feel like people forgot about it, but I don't get the hype around it. Like in 2020, I was still confused. I was like, okay, this guy is wearing a dress. Like, go off, I guess. I was so confused. I was like, huh? But they were like obsessed with it. Anyways, what do you guys think? Why were people obsessed with in 2020? Why are people obsessed with like guys wearing maid dresses or men wearing skirts? I don't get it. What was the hype around it? I don't know. I feel like wear what you want to wear. I was just very confused. I was just like, huh? I forgot how long it takes to finish one page because I'm cutting small bits of it, so it takes more time to like finish cutting everything, and then I have to like plan where to put everything and then I glue it on. So it takes more time than you would think, actually. And then I also did this page. I still have no idea if this is like a indecent fan servicey like anime, if it's even an anime, because I just like found it on the internet. It might not even be anime. Someone might be like just creating things for fun. And then also did this page as well, which is related to chocolate. I love chocolate. Have you guys tried chocolate with like in your drinks? Because I remember going to a restaurant and I saw chocolate on the menu, like chocolate drink, but it's like, I think it was a milkshake. Actually, it's not a milkshake, it was like some type of like chocolate drink, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it out. Like, how bad can chocolate be in a drink? And it was one of the worst things I ever tasted. It just tastes so off. I didn't realize like chocolate tasted so bad in a drink. So even if I want to try chocolate in a drink, it just tastes awful. This happened to me several times. I'll see chocolate, I'll be like, ooh, a chocolate drink, let me buy it. And then I buy it and then it always ends up tasting awful. So I always try to avoid chocolate in drinks. I don't know, you guys should try it. I feel like, okay, except for chocolate milk, everything, and hot chocolate, everything like in liquid form in chocolate just does not taste good. This is my hot take, guys. Anyways, next page. This is the last page I did, and this one, actually, I think this might have taken the most time because I had no idea. There's like a bunch of random like things, so I was like, you know what, let me just smash everything on here. Put everything here, and then I put this here, and then I had tons of these like random things, like these lines, these like writing, this thing, and I was like, where do I put this? Because I didn't realize there were so many of like random writings and stuff. This might not make sense because I don't know the language, but I just like put tons of text on here because I didn't know where to put them. Like, where else would I put them? Do I put it randomly here, like what did I do? So I just put them on the bottom, and then I decorate the barrier. Ignore this part, I think I ran out of like stuff to put here. Anyways, and so yeah, I just decorated the barrier, and then I don't know who this is, but yeah. Anyways, that's it.